What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about upbringing, how people were raised, stuff like that. And I'll give you my opinion on upbringing. Okay, so upbringing, your upbringing as a young boy or young girl will have a large effect on how you grow up, what kind of person you grow up to be, right? What kind of man you will become, what kind of woman you will become, how you would treat yourself, how you would treat others, how you treat your kids, how you treat your mother, your father, just people in general, right? Because all these things, because all these things are important, right? It all starts from your upbringing, how you were raised, how your mom, how your dad treated you, how your siblings treated you, how your family in general as a whole treated you. All these things have a big impact on you as you grow up. Because some of them could be good, some of them could be bad. Right? Right? And all these things, let's say, we give an example, right? Let's say a kid, he grew up in a household where his mother was being disrespectful to his father, right? He will think, growing up and a woman disrespecting him is okay. He will think that's okay because that's all he's seen. Again, his upbringing. That's all he's seen when he was growing up. So now it's planted in his mind that it is okay for a woman to disrespect him, for a woman to, ill treat him, all these things, all these just bad things. He would think that that is okay, right? And how do we fix something like that? We go back, right? We go back to the roots, because the root itself is the upbringing, right? No, sorry. It starts from the seed. Then it bursts out, right? The seed, it germinate, get out. Just like you when you're younger, as a young boy, you're still young, right? So your mind is not fully developed. So the way I view it is like you're a sponge. Your children are like a sponge, right? And it's like, you ever take a sponge, you dump it in water, you take it back out, and it's like some water drop, but in the sponge it still retains some of that water. That's basically how a child's mind is. When they're growing up, certain things they see in the environment, it becomes a part of them because they see it on a consistent basis. So they adapt to it. So slowly and slowly, it comes to them. It becomes them, right? So if you see that, at a young age, a kid was going through something, right, or they experience some level of trauma, that will always be with that kid, always. You might forget it, you know what I mean? And sorry, you might get over it, but it's still there. Right? It's still there. It probably won't affect him as much when he was younger, but it's still there. It will still come to his mind once in a while. Right? And the upbringing of people are very important, because we have to look, okay, why is this person acting this way? Right? Why is this person successful? Why is this person respectful? Why is this person this? Why is this person disrespectful? So again, it have a big correlation to how people were raised, right? The brought up sea of people. All these things, how you grow up, all these things tie into this who you will be. All of it, all of it. The upbringing, the upbringing is very important. and especially if you're aware of it, like so it's like someone like me, if you're aware of it, you can actually do good with it. You can actually do good. But if you're not aware of it and you're just going along, just blindness is doing it, and you don't know the impact that you have, that you can have, right? The impact that you can have on kids, especially growing up, and how important that is, because that will dictate what they do for themselves, right? How good of a person they are, right? And all these, even even all the things we see in society now, all the, you know, just all the violence in general. I won't name specific things. There's the violence in general. It all goes back to the upbringing of the kid. It always go back to it, right? Because the majority of these kids either they got molested, they were abused, right? Probably their father wasn't in the household. All these things play into it. The upbringing of the kid, the upbringing of the kid plays into how he or she will grow up to be. All these things connect, right? Because when you go back to how they were brought up, you see, okay, he dealt with this, he dealt with this, right? He dealt with all these problems leading on to now. That's exactly why he blew up now. That's exactly why he doing what he doing now, right? All these things play into it, right? All the events, the past events, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. All the past events he been through or she been through, all of it, play a big part into who they're gonna be today. Did they learn from it, right? Or did they learn nothing, right? Did it cause them any trauma? Did it cause them any good? Is it gonna help them move forward? Is it gonna help them get stronger? Stronger, mental. It's gonna make them strong. Sorry, it's gonna make them stronger mentally. It's gonna weaken them, make them fragile, make them frail. Like all these things are important. The upbringing is very important. And tell you, I feel like a lot of people don't take that too serious. The upbringing of people and how important that is. When speaking to somebody, you have to talk about their background and their upbringing to see who you're dealing with, right? Because if you don't ask these questions about their upbringing, they cannot tell you nothing good about their childhood. Listen, I'm not saying they won't be a good person, but there's a lot of things that they went through, okay, and seeing where they're at today, it plays a big role into the person that they are today, right? It plays a significant role in how this person will live their life and the way they would want to live their life moving on forward. Are they okay living their life in a certain way? Right? Are they okay with changing, with bettering themselves, or they rather just stay snagged the way they are? Like all these things play a big role, right? The upbringing of people is very important, and you have to know it, especially if gonna be a relationship or even friends. Like all these things play a big role. All these things. Again, that's very important to know. And that's the end of the video. We'll see you in the next one. If you like this one, leave a like, comment. If you want to talk to me, hit up the Instagram. We'll have a conversation. I have a Discord. I just made a Discord. We're gonna talk on there. And if you're okay with me posting the video, again, if you want to talk about anything, we can talk about anything, and I will give you my honest opinion on it. If you like the video, just leave a like, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace.